everyone, thank you for watching another video with me. I'm Mary Scarpati. If you don't know me, I post videos on travel, lifestyle vlogs, the Catholic faith, and how to live your best life, whether it be by leading a healthier lifestyle or achieving your goals. That's the content that I create. I post new videos every Wednesday, and I'm doing an extra video every week. When you subscribe, just press the little bell next to it so you get notified every time I upload a video. Today's video is one of my favorite videos that I've ever made because I love cooking. Cooking is like one of my favorite things. If you didn't see my first month check-in from doing Weight Watchers, I started Weight Watchers as a 2020 goal because I was really struggling with energy. And one thing that I've noticed that's really helpful with Weight Watchers is, or my WW, sorry. I always forget that it used to be Weight Watchers, so if that's how you remember it, that's what it was, but now it's my WW. I'm on the green plan. I've been doing it for a month. It's amazing. It's definitely done everything I wanted it to, but it's really important from my experience to meal prep and make point-friendly foods. I found that allows me to indulge like I want to, and today is all about indulgent, yummy, my WW green plan foods. I am so obsessed with the stuff I created, and I made all of it last week, and I ate it throughout the week so that I could tell you what I thought of the food and like what it tasted like. So let's get into the meal prep. Today I'm making like a KFC comfort fried chicken bowl, and I'm also making buffalo chicken 3 different ways. So I'm really excited for you guys to see how I made these. They were delicious, but I'll tell you more about it later after I show you how to make them. Gotta get it right now. Yeah. I have my ingredients laid out: my chicken, my breadcrumb, my seasoning, corn, mashed potatoes, and egg whites. I'm adding 1/3 cup of egg whites into a bowl to get ready to bread my chicken, and then I'm going to make custom breadcrumb that's gluten-free because I don't know about you guys, but I really like flavorful breadcrumb. I grew up on Italian breadcrumb, and basic gluten-free breadcrumb just doesn't have enough seasoning for me, even though this is delicious breadcrumb. So this was my plan. I did it's 3 tablespoons for a serving, and I broke up my tablespoons as in I did 1.5 for one batch with a tablespoon of 2 different kinds of seasoning. So for this batch, it's 1.5 tablespoons of regular breadcrumb and then 1 tablespoon of the Mcormick seasoning. It added 0 points to the mix, but it created a lot more flavor and actually helped my breadcrumb go a longer way. And as you can see, I'm just mixing it all together. Another thing I did to prep my chicken cutlets was to line a baking tray with foil and then spray it with cooking spray. And now it's time to bread our chicken. I just take the chicken cutlet with a fork, put it in the egg whites, and then coat it fully in the gluten-free breadcrumb mix that I just made. And then I place it onto the tray. And I did that for each of the cutlets. This is one of my favorite things to do because it just reminds me of being a little kid and seeing my mom and my grandmother making these all the time for us. It was one of my favorite dishes. After making 3 chicken cutlets, I ran out of breadcrumbs, so I did the same mix, 1.5 tablespoons of regular breadcrumb to 1 tablespoon of a new seasoning, the Smokehouse maple seasoning, and then I mixed it all together again and start with the same process of breading the chicken. Once all my chicken is breaded, I set the oven for 450 and then I bake for 7 minutes for one side, and then I'm gonna flip them over and then bake them again for 7 minutes on the other side, and then they come out super crispy and yummy and delicious, and I'm so obsessed with them. Then I measured 1/2 cup of Bob Evans mashed potatoes per container. Now I'm going to take my can of corn and strain it and rinse it off with water, and then shake off any excess water, try to make sure everything's not coated. And then I totally failed. I forgot to film how I made the gravy, but basically I just took the package of gluten-free gravy and made it the way that the packaging instructed. So if you buy that packaging, you'll be fine. It's not hard to make at all. And then I just poured it over the food. And let me tell you, that gravy was so delicious, made the bowl next level. And that's what my bowl looks like. It's not that pretty, but it is so delicious. Okay, now I'm gonna make my little side of asparagus. So I'm gonna start by greasing the tray and then putting my asparagus and then coating it again with some cooking spray so that it has like that nice flavorful taste without the calories. I set my oven to 350 and then I baked it for 12 minutes. The asparagus came out perfectly. Normally I end up always overcooking my asparagus. That's why I used a timer, and it definitely helped with that. I had 4 containers plus the 1 serving that I had already made, so I had 5 servings altogether, and it was an insanely delicious meal for only 9 points. The KFC bowl was the KFC fried chicken comfort bowl, whatever, like baked chicken, breaded chicken, whatever, comfort bowl. I think I called it fried chicken comfort bowl or whatever. It was inspired by Felicia, don't remember her last name, but I really like her videos. She lost crazy weight, like over 100 pounds on My WW or Weight Watchers, same thing. And I really liked her videos. I thought they were really good. One thing I struggle with My WW, a lot of My WW like food YouTubers, is that they're not gluten-free and I am. And I have celiac disease, so it's not like I can just choose not to be gluten-free. So I made this like Felicia's, only I made it gluten-free and swapped out some of the ingredients for ingredients that were just easier for me. I thought this was so insanely indulgent and delicious. I could not believe it was only 9 points. I am telling you, that's gonna be a staple for me. It was so indulgent. I actually really like that I switched up the different seasonings so that I got like one savory flavor versus a sweet flavor. The mesquite barbecue seasoning made it taste like that. You know what it tasted like to me? If you had taken barbecue chips, like Lay's barbecue chips, smashed it up and breaded the chicken with that. That's kind of what it tasted like. I thought it was delicious, and if you like Lay's barbecue chips, you would like that mesquite barbecue seasoning. And then I used the Montreal seasoning for the chicken, and it was so good. It was really savory, and it tasted exactly like the Italian breadcrumbs my mom used to make. And I don't even know if like Montreal seasoning's definitely not like Italian seasoning, but it gave it that similar flavor of the chicken cutlets my mom made when I was a little kid that I loved so much. So I really like that for like they were both definitely very different, and I think I'll always do both when I cook it unless I am craving something that's more savory or more sweet. And I'll link Felicia's information in the description box below so that you can check out her videos and the way she makes that bowl. Okay, so for the buffalo chicken, it's 3 simple ingredients. I just had 2 pounds of chicken breasts, Frank's Red Hot sauce, and a packet of ranch seasoning. And then I put it in the crock pot and had it in the crock pot for a few hours on high. The reason it was in the crock pot for a few hours on high was because that chicken breast was frozen. So if you were dealing with fresh chicken breast, like not frozen, it would have taken a lot less time. But it came out so delicious, so tender. I am obsessed with this. So basically what I was doing was taking my chicken breast out to shred them. Then I shredded them and I poured it back in the sauce. And then I mixed it back in with the sauce because I wanted to take on that buffalo yummy flavor still. And then I moved the heat back to warm because I just wanted to keep it warm and let the juices kind of like settle in on it and still like capture and soak up all that yummy buffalo flavor. Then I cut up 2 peppers and an onion because I wanted to prep that for my meals. I just think adding vegetables to any meal is such a good idea, and I basically just chopped this up into fine little bites so that I could put it in with each meal, and no matter what style I was making, because I made it 3 different ways, the peppers still went with the meal. And it just, I love peppers. I'm such a big pepper person. If you guys like peppers, let me know in the comments below. I lined a baking sheet with tin foil and then put the cooking spray on it and then poured the peppers on and baked them for 25 minutes. I measured out a 1/2 cup of chicken per container, which left me 6 containers. And then I took these Amy's gluten-free, dairy-free macaroni and cheese and heated it up, and I made it a side. I split it into thirds and made it a side for 3 of the containers. And then I covered each of them with the peppers once they were done. 2 of the meal options had broccoli, and then 2 were meant to be for quesadillas, and then the 3 had mac and cheese. So this is what I used for the quesadillas, the siete wraps, which are paleo, and then I used Fat Free Cheddar for 0 points. And then I put the mixture in, and as you can tell, it's a little bit creamier, and that's because for each of the containers, I added a tablespoon of fat-free cream cheese. For the side with the quesadillas, I had a tablespoon of Bolthouse Farms Classic Ranch. So the buffalo chicken was another favorite, something I'll definitely be making again, and so low points. I did a 1/2 cup, I got 6 servings, so each 1/2 cup of the chicken mix was 2 points. Insane, insane. And even with the cream cheese, because it was a tablespoon, it was 0 points, and it was 2 points, like crazy good points for such a large portion of food that's so filling. And then I love peppers and onions with chicken like that, and I just love having veggies to bulk up a meal. And then the mac and cheese is one of my favorite things. Amy's mac and cheese. Before I joined my WW, I was eating that all the time, but like a whole package. Didn't realize like how many points that was, or like how, maybe no wonder why I was like really tired all the time. So I decided to split that up into 3 containers. And for 2 of them, I made quesadillas, and I used the Bolthouse Farm Ranch seasoning, and it was insanely good. So the quesadilla, I'm such a quesadilla person. So for the quesadillas, it was 8 points for the actual quesadilla with the fat-free cheddar cheese, because it's a 1/4 a cup is no points. And then if you add the Bolthouse Farm Ranch, it was an extra point. So it's either 9 points or 8 points if you want to eat it plain. It was fully flavorful without the ranch, but I just liked having the dipping sauce. It felt even more indulgent. Oh my gosh, guys, this is why I love Weight Watchers or my WW, because it's so delicious and it's so like, it feels like, how could this be like a lifestyle shift? But I felt so much better, and I'm loving it so much. So expect a lot more meal preps in the future. I have quite a few already filmed because I've just gotten so into it. I found that's like a huge secret to being good at my WW. So if you have any other suggestions or foods you'd like me to prep for you, or like meals that you'd like to see, like a my WW point friendly meal, I would love to make that for you. Just put it in the comments below. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe to my channel, put the bell just so that you know when I'm putting up that extra video aside from Wednesdays. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so grateful to have you here, and me and my puppy Tucker are sending you lots of love today. Right, Nugget? Bye! Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push over limits with you.